allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good evening. Previous minutes. You know, I don't have a copy of the previous minutes. Is there any reason why I don't? You guys
Just a
know?
while ago.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because we skipped a meeting, I think. We had them,
Yeah, okay, well,
and I'm sure that,
I'll tell you what, we'll approve them next meeting. That's
okay.
all. Next. Communications, don't have anything in particular. Financial reports, now this is going to be a lot of talking, and also, Justin, we have these budget transfers, which is a slew of them. Do we need to read them all, or can we let the council look at the
Yeah,
sheets
you
that they
can
have?
let the council review them, question any of them once they've had a fair opportunity to review, and then someone can make a motion to approve, either in full or as amended.
Okay, excellent. But the other one that I usually read, and I'll read it again here, I transferred $33,911 from the consolidated account to the check, for the check run. Legal service, $9,758, O&R for electricity and energy. I don't know what that would be. $8,921. Beacon Recycling for single stream service, $3,402. Vanguard Cleaning Service for the monthly cleaning in August, and that was $1,515. Power generator services for service to the Old Oak Pump Station, $1,387. I transferred also $26,364 from the consolidated account to the paying account. The Office of the State Control for court fines, $5,508. Garbage can purchase to CE and JJ. Court, for garbage can purchases, $4,155. Royal Carting Service for haulage, $2,400. Professional ambulance billing, $1,571. New Windsor EMS, $1,350. I also transferred $145,858 from the consolidated account to the paying account. MVP Healthcare for the health insurance in September, $44,438. Rockland County Solid Waste, $34,036. New York for workman's comp, $31,128. Legal services in July and August, $9,903. And L&L property maintenance for cemetery maintenance, $5,400. Any questions from the board on that? No? Okay. Now, I'm sure while I was reading that, you guys were reading the budget transfers. Kelly, explain where this is different than in the past. You just found out from some class you took.
Right, I took a class last week, and one of the things that I learned was that the board is not authorized to expend any funds from an account that is over budget. The budget transfer is supposed to take place prior to the expenditure. So I'm working on something to make this a little easier to track going forward. And my plan is to discuss it with all the department heads during our budget meetings, how we're going to handle this going forward. I also learned that even if you pass a resolution authorizing me to do budget transfers up to a certain dollar amount, I cannot make budget transfers. Only the board can approve budget transfers. So that's part of the reason why there's so many.
Yeah. And if you'll notice...
What's the old amount?
250.
250.
If you notice, most of them are over budget. So Kelly's got to solve that problem with some new paperwork telling the departments that, hey, if you're over your budget, you're done. You're not going to get it. We're not going to transfer it just because you're over your budget. Unless there's permission prior to the purchase from the board.
Right.
Right? That's how it works?
That they're supposed to do the budget transfer before the funds are expended.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, the audit has never commented on
They
the
have not.
up to 250. So I don't know that we need a whole board discussion now, but maybe you and the supervisor discuss that a little further, because if the auditors are not dinging that, and those are really
They're really minor.
de minimis sort of expenditures, which is why they allow you to do so without their oversight, maybe that's worth a conversation.
Yeah, agreed.
Somebody on the board would like to approve the budget transfers?
Motion to approve?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? You're pointing that stuff.
Looking at all of them.
Okay. Ready for a vote yet?
I'm ready.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried, thank you. Board liaison reports. We'll start out with you, Mr. Sullivan.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and be
Sure, you say that
generous
all
to
the
the
time.
listening public out there. Some of them I have to read in full because they're important, okay? Let's start with water. A month ago, Kelly sent out letters to 10 or more water users who are using abnormally high amounts of water. After reviewing most of these, it's because people are using, this is outside the village now, abnormally high amounts of water for their sprinkler systems in their private homes. I'm talking some of them are using 6,000 gallons a day. We had one user who was notified and acknowledged that their sprinkler system required a repair. The day of the repair, they used 11,000 gallons in one day. That's one person using 11,000 gallons in one day. And we also have had VRI several times, have replaced an encoder and an endpoint in a problem high flow meter spot, which had not been reading since July 13th. That meter is now repaired, and you know the account that I'm talking about. Traditionally, they were using 30,000 gallons a day. Now we're at 23 or 24,000 gallons a day. I'm gonna have to go with it. It needs time to catch up. I'm gonna have to go with that. So at least that's fixed. Now, for a typical month, we use 71 to 78,000 gallons per month. For the month of August, we averaged 96,806 gallons per day. We thought that maybe there's leaks. All the work that we've done, if you look at the timers from 12 in the morning till 5, 90% of them are sprinklers. So I'm not sure what we need to do in the future. I'm gonna say this, and you don't need to do any studies. The village of Highland Falls is using approximately 600,000 gallons a day, including what we use. Down in the town, now that we have the new tank, we can currently use up to 150,000 gallons a day. The tank allows us to go up to 200,000 gallons a day. If you were to do that right now, that takes the village of Highland Falls to 700,000 gallons a day without doing anything. We have a Holiday Inn expansion, hasn't been built yet. There's an apartment complex down there that's been approved. So what I'm getting at is I know people come here, they build expensive homes, they want to live a certain way. I don't think we have the resources to let people use 6,000 gallons a day for a sprinkler system. And I think we're going to have to do something about it. We can discuss it. So I just wanted to bring that up because I've been banging my head against the wall for the last 2 months trying to figure out where all this water is going. And sprinkler systems is by and large where it's going. I think there was one person had a leaky toilet, and that was about it. The rest are sprinkler systems. So that's fact. That's not fiction. That's fact. All right. So now the next one, which to me is important because I dedicate half my life to garbage. Building. Our new part-time building inspector, Ken Betts, has been with us for about 3 weeks now. And here's what's going on. I typically drive around myself to all the spots I know are high contributors to sanitation abuse, take photographs every week. Tiffany generates a bulk list every week. By Wednesday, when Ken comes in, if a pile of couches and other such things are on the sidewalk and have not called for bulk pickup, they are left behind, they're not picked up, and they're issued a violation. I think Philip issued 70 of them or something like that in regard to that in the last couple of months. I can tell you over the last 2.5 months I've been doing this aggressively. There's significant improvement. I know the village may look at this in a different way, and this is not to be a fight. I think their DPW sometimes picks up stuff that we might leave behind. I'm going to tell you, when we leave it behind, it's not because we don't want to pick it up. There's one spot, Northern Highland Falls, that for 9 weeks in a row had a pile that could fill a garbage truck blocking the sidewalk in the same spot. And I'm pretty certain it's not all coming from that one spot. That particular home recently purchased 2 garbage cans, legitimate garbage cans, and I'm going to paraphrase, I'm going to talk about that just a little bit. If you go to the Town of Highlands website, you go all the way to the right of the page, Highlands Online, go almost all the way down, you can have a good old little click and get yourself a garbage can pretty easily. If you click on it, you'll get a link which lasts for 2 weeks before it expires. A 95-gallon can is $90, and a 65-gallon can is $64. Green for regular municipal solid waste, blue for the recyclables. A couple of years ago, I bought a recycling can, a big one, for $80. I brought it to a town board meeting to introduce it to everybody. What they do, way back in the beginning of sanitation, these cans were provided to every account. That was over 20 years ago. Those cans are probably destroyed or whatever. So now, if you don't have the proper can, you're gonna have to buy one, and they're cheaper from the town if you look at Home Depot or something. But once you buy one, if you buy it from the town, if the lid gets broken, if the wheels fall off, the sanitation men in their spare time have parts to fix that. So when you drive around town, and I'm not gonna say where right now, on Schneider Avenue, there's a spot that was a bad problem every week with the sidewalk being blocked. They've cleared it up pretty good. Tonight, there's 3 garbage cans out there. There should be 6 because they're way over full. That's where we're going with this next, because the village code, which I've said before, was written in 1995, describes receptacles that we don't use anymore. Steel garbage cans. Our one-armed truck can't pick those up, nor will it. It's designed to pick up the municipal cans, and they're too heavy for a person to lift. So our 2 rear loaders are set up to have a mechanism to dump those things. One truck can dump 2, one on each side, and the other can only do it in the middle, and they're high. So that is what we're looking for, and we're looking for the garbage to be in the cans, not on the sidewalk. So if the cans are over full, they either need to be dumped more frequently, or they need to have more cans. And either way, so we're going forward with that part of this whole thing, but it looks much better, and I think the message is out there. So I think I'm not everybody's favorite person in town right now, and that's okay. I've had a lot of cries for this over the last couple of years. We're addressing it, and the building department is doing a fantastic job. I want to thank them all. Nobody likes them that much either, but I want to thank them all.
The sanitation department too.
Pardon me?
The sanitation department too deserves thanks because those
Absolutely.
guys are stellar.
Absolutely. You know, and it's not a matter of, I don't want to say, there was one place that had a bunch of rugs that was known to be loaded with fleas. That's why mattresses are wrapped before they get them, so they're not subjected to bed bugs and things like that. They do a good job. Trying not only help them out, they're young, they can lift things, I'm not worried about that. It's practical, and we don't want to see garbage all over the place, and this is the only way I know how to do it, is to get people to comply through enforcement and through knowledge of letting them know what's available. So again, if you want a can, or you need a can, you're required to get a can, the town website makes it as easy as pie to do that. For the month of August, the building department had 20 permit applications were received, 17 were issued, 1 certificate of compliance, 27 building permit inspections. There were no fire safety inspections. Ken is going into that next that he's here. He's going to be going into that. There were 47 violation notices were issued, 20 violations were closed out, 8 municipal searches, 1 planning board application, 9 FOIL requests. It says here 0 zoning variance applications. I saw Jack Janarone sent an email out. They did get 1. I think in September they're going to meet for a use variance, so they did get 1. They will be meeting in the month of September, which is the 3rd Wednesday of the month, whenever that happens to be. So sewer, I don't have the numbers for the flow for the month of August. I think they were somewhere less than 70,000 gallons a day average. Hasn't been a lot of rain, hasn't been a lot of infiltration. So a little mention, I hope I have this gentleman's name right. We all saw the national news where Cadet Larry Pickett, do I have his name right?
Yes.
And his father and his sister were down there in Fort Montgomery when the car ran into the telephone pole and safely pulled that driver from that car. And that's a wonderful story. And then there's the rest of the story. We lost a pump station that for the last 209 hours has not been operational because there's no electric to it. It required me getting Bob last Thursday to contact Senator Skoufis' office to get somebody from Orange and Rockland to come make this happen on our end. On Thursday that happened. I won't mention any people's names so far. I'm disappointed in them, I will say that. Tam was there the next day and it was done. And they were just waiting for Orange and Rockland to tie in with them. Tonight, Kelly called me before the meeting. O&R had someone that was going to come, but they want an electrician to be on duty. I have 2 of them down there on duty, waiting for Orange and Rockland to come after 209 hours, and hopefully we can have that pump station back on regular electric rather than running on generator, because if the generator craps out, that means the sewage going to Garrison Pond. So that was the other side of that particular story there. Had a good outcome overall, no sewage went to the lake. Is the driver okay, the injured person?
They went to the hospital,
Okay.
the last I knew.
Okay, so it had a good turnout overall. With the Citizens Environmental Advisory Committee, on August 16th, there were about 12 people who showed up for the annual picnic down at Brooks's Lake. I had my kayak down there. Olga went out, a few other people went out, and we have a few people who I believe are going to become new members, and that's nice to see. And I mentioned recently, and Olga could speak to this if she wants to, the committee recently got a grant, and I believe on the lot across the street on September 20th, is that when that's a sort of a kickoff meeting to have the community effort to decide how to use the money from that grant. Do I have that correct, Olga?
Almost.
Okay. You can correct me when you come up, okay? So, but that's, I do have the date right, 20th of September at noon time, is that correct over there?
Yes.
Okay. 9/11. This Thursday night is the celebration of 9/11 at the Patriot Garden in Fort Montgomery, which is, I think, 1000 Route 9W, Memorial Garden, call it what you want. I think it'll commence at about 6:30, is it, Bob? At 6:15, I think it might be 6:15. And last few meetings I've stressed asking people to please join organizations like Vision, Beautification, the Garden Club. Their members, Olga's not one of them, but their members are aging, and it has been 20 years since that garden was dedicated, and there have been annual ceremonies there every year ever since. The lake has a lot of invasive growth, and I would like to thank Beth Laurie, Bob Grigliano, Doris Lent, Olga Anderson for coming out for a little work call that they had to come spruce it up for the ceremony coming this Thursday night. The place looks great. It has a well, which was there back when the police had their trailer down there. The well puts out a gallon a minute. It's 424 feet deep, and it hasn't worked all year long. So they are using an auxiliary supply of water to water their flowers and whatnot. After 9/11, we're going to have to deal with that down there one way or another. We can't keep it going the way it is. It's not designed right. We'll have to come up with something different. And you would think being within 100 feet of the lake, there'd be all the water you can imagine. Only a gallon a minute is all that comes out of that. The Fort Montgomery Battle Site Association, as you know, I'm a humble member of that organization. They have inspired and brought to life the dream of having a museum at that site, having it restored to a ruined state. That's how it is, except for the museum. And that dream has been around for 2 decades now. They have many wonderful programs down there, one of which yesterday was the 3rd New Jersey Regiment, doing some reenacting and providing some authentic facts. There's a lecture coming up Thursday night there on September the 18th. It's titled The Week That Won the War, A True Story of the Firing of the Vulture. The Vulture is a ship that Benedict Arnold booked on. And if you want to get a reservation, it's 845-446-2134. And consider joining the Battle Site, Vision, any of those organizations. They're wonderful groups and they do good work. And I know I'm pretty much, there's another page here. I'm not going to subject everybody to that. Garrison Pond. So at Garrison Pond, I've lived there all my life, and there's concerns about, there's about 15 to 20 geese down there right now. The swans have been there forever. The swans are not the smartest animals on the earth. Twice this year, they've taken their cygnets and let them float down the drain. They've been rescued, brought some back, and they did it again. So there's only one cygnet left. It's learning to fly, and for some reason, they're getting along with the geese. Now, I've seen some complaints on Facebook, and somebody actually sent me an email, and when I didn't answer it because it went to my town junk mail, they used Facebook to call me out as being remiss in my duties. Whatever, that's the world we live in. That's why I don't like Facebook. I'm not remiss in my duties, I'll tell you that. But Garrison Pond right now has, for a while they brought in these Chinese carp to get rid of the algae. They were sterile. It required that you have a grating at the end of the outflow pipe. We had some storms. The town had to go down and lift the grating up so the water could flow, and the fish went down the river. The project didn't work. So they've tried a bunch of things over the years. We're using a company called Solitude, and they're treating the lake, and it's working out well. There's osprey down there. There's a blue heron. There's kingfishers. There's red-winged blackbirds living in the reeds behind my house. Cormorants. There's 3 cormorants down there, and the swans and the geese. And you can row your boat without having all the milfoil stuck on your oars. So by and large, it's a pretty clean lake. The reeds have become invasive, nowhere more than behind my house. And I used to think, let's cut them. I would need to have professional advice, because I've had people tell me for every one you cut, 3 come back immediately. Right now, the wildlife is doing well. The lake is clean. If you want to recreate there, you can go to the dam and launch your boat. Where I live at is landlocked, though I do let people go through my yard to get there. So there's no need to call me out on Facebook. You know where to find me if you want to have something done, and I'll do it. And I think Garrison Pond's in great shape, and if the board feels that there's something that needs to be done about the geese, I called the DEC, and they have no plans of doing anything to any geese anywhere. They're letting them manifest under their own being. So that's my report. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And actually a very informative report as usual, but I hope people are listening.
Well, mine's not nearly as flashy.
I had to make up for Ty and Joe. They're not here.
And I will, but I've got some things to cover for Councilman DeWitt and Councilman King. On the August 30th, so almost 2 weeks ago, there were a whole bunch of us that were at the 2nd annual Back to School block party that was held on Muller Avenue. St. John's AME Zion Church graciously hosted us and provided food, and the Buffalo Soldier Buffalo Soldier Motorcycle Club actually came in during the afternoon and brought backpacks full of school supplies for kids. It was one of a couple of places that folks were able to obtain free school supplies for children. The other being the United Methodist Church that was giving some out on the same day. This was a lot of fun. DJ Redbottom was there and we had a really good time, and the chief was there, and some of the police, some of the town police were there, and it was a lot of fun, and the supervisor showed up, so we had a good time. And Councilman King is the one who drives that, so thank you, Ty. Sunday, the next day, so the 31st of August, so a lot of this was Buffalo Soldier weekend. The 64th annual Buffalo Soldier ceremony and wreath laying that's at the memorial that is at Buffalo Soldier Field. Retired General Vincent K. Brooks was the keynote speaker for that. It was a short ceremony, but he had wonderful remarks. He spoke mostly about Sergeant Matthews, who the statue is modeled after, so he had great remarks. It was the weather was perfect over that weekend, so we really had a couple of great events, and the motorcycle club was there as well. Upcoming, so we didn't, Richie covered most of, and a very detailed and dense report, so thank you. So upcoming, of course, is the 9/11 ceremony on Friday. This Friday, you can play, the center is sponsoring bingo for prizes, because why else would you play bingo unless you were going to get prizes? So that is this Friday, September 12th at the American Legion Hall on Old State Road. The doors, it's for adults. The doors open at 5:45 p.m. Calling starts at 6:30 p.m. $20 admission includes 10 games. Bring your own refreshments, friends and family. There'll be a 50-50 raffle and door prizes available. So we have that. The Center of Highland Falls celebrates their 11th anniversary on Saturday, September 13th, and that's from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Delicia's Pizza Kitchen, right here, down here on Main Street. Find someone at the center if you would like to be able to attend that. Again, that is this Saturday. It's their 11th anniversary, and they make a lot of things happen in this town, so it is always a nice opportunity to be able to support them.
What time does that start?
That is 4 p.m., 4 to 6 p.m. And there's an RSVP that you can do. I'm sure you can check it out at the center when they're open at various times during the week. There's something new that my business is involved in. It's the Pearls of Promise scholarship luncheon. It's single moms making moves. So Arvanice Reed, it's a project that she spearheads. They're going to have a luncheon on the 20th at the American Legion Hall. It's mostly for single moms, but this is a fundraiser actually to support that for scholarships for folks for different, I'm not sure of the exact criteria for that, so I'm just going to say it's a scholarship. They raise money for scholarships. They have a keynote speaker, Danielle Green, on that day. I know if you're in Facebook and you search for single moms making moves, you'll see the flyer that brings up information about that event, including if you would like to RSVP and attend that. All right, now I'm going to go to recreation. I asked Aaron to catch me up on what's going on there for sorry, I need an 8-year-old to help me search for things. Okay, so the 4 and 5-year-old soccer for 4 and 5-year-olds started this past Saturday. The 9 to 13-year-olds and 6 to 8-year-olds start soccer tonight and tomorrow night. Says that open gym for adults is coming back at the end of September. We'll likely gather twice a week in the evenings to accommodate. That's the information I have about that. There will be more coming next time, or look on the Town of Highlands Facebook page. There'll be more information forthcoming about that. I'm done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very nice.
Welcome.
One side note, if people come to the 9/11 ceremony on Thursday night, they get to hear you sing, don't they?
I'm not on the schedule yet. You never know what's going to happen.
I hope you sing.
But if you do come to church, it's a reason to come to Mass on Sunday mornings. I'm usually featured.
Thank you.
I'm free labor, you get what you pay for, so just be warned.
Kelly, do you have anything?
No, just one.
Justin, anything?
No, sir.
Chief?
The police department statistics for the month of August, we handled 697 calls, 326 were directed patrols. We handled 11 cases, made 3 arrests, initiated 134 traffic stops, wrote 101 traffic tickets, and handled 9 motor vehicle accidents.
Chief, don't sit down. You can help me along. You can help me along with these reports. In our nice new dog pound, we have 2 dogs down there right now. One, I'm not sure where the shepherd come from.
I don't recall.
But we have a very large white pit bull that we answered a call from Cornwall because they don't have an animal control officer, and their police were on a call.
Correct.
And so they asked for help from us. So we went up, and I think the officer that responded couldn't do anything with the dog because he's a big dog and nasty. So we called our dog control officer, and she went up there, and correct me if I'm wrong on any of this.
Oh, you're correct so far.
She went up there, hooked him with the loop, I guess, but the way I'm reading this, she put him into the police car, because I guess she doesn't.
Well, it's a police car / animal control car.
All right, okay. It was her car that she came in.
Yes.
Oh, good. So anyway, the dog is still down there. It supposedly has a chip in him, but the chip is not helping us because we're not getting any cooperation out of the chip planter, maker, or whatever it is. So we're still trying, but this dog is going to be a problem, and unless we can find an owner, which that doesn't look good, because he was tied up to a pole somewhere in Cornwall.
The chip, it's not the manufacturer, but yeah, the installer of the chip isn't giving us the information because they're citing the privacy concerns that they had with whoever the owner was. So I don't know if it's something that we need to subpoena to try to get access to. It's a phone call that myself and the DCO are going to be making tomorrow.
Okay, so we're trying to find a place to put this dog, because it's really not our responsibility. And the chief and I talked about Cornwall not having a DCO. Well, we really can't help them because we have one, but it's strictly a part-time person that is limited to what she can do. And plus, we don't have, even though we got a very nice dog pound, it's full with 2 dogs. Don't go away yet, Chief. There was I'll call it an incident at the Holiday Inn where some woman was upset about the car that she rented. And after driving a few miles, it smelled of cigarettes and marijuana smoke, and the steering wheel shook. So she was very upset about it. I guess she called this, wherever she got it from, and our officer helped her along with that phone call. And so I've got this nice letter here, which I'll read. Dear Officer Huff, I can't begin to express my thanks to you. I was so stressed about the situation we were in. You could have told me that it wasn't a police issue and gone your way, but you didn't. You came over just to give me some support and help me work through the situation. Not only did you do that, but you stuck around, went above and beyond, and figured out how to get the car towed. It might have been just doing your job to you, but to me, it was everything. Thank you for helping us. Thank you for looking out for us. Thank you for coming back and checking on the car and being there when it was towed. Then we had another situation. We had a cat stuck under a car, and the people couldn't get him out, so they called the police. They went there, and they got him out, got the cat out. Let's see if I can find this one. Come on, where's it at? Oh, here we go. Got a very nice card from these people. Thank you so much for helping us save the little baby kitten. Her name is now Kiki. And here's Kiki. So our police are not just out there handing out tickets and covering accidents. There's a lot of public service that they do, and Chief, I for one appreciate that very much, the public service that they do, and if you would pass that on to the police officers involved, I'd appreciate that.
I will.
That's it, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, we have our old dial-a-bus is got all the paperwork and it's ready to be offered at auction. All we have to do is declare it as surplus.
Motion to declare it as surplus.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So now we'll, Leslie, do you take care of that auction bit? Yeah? No? Yes? I know June's away for the week, that's the only reason I'm asking.
No,
What?
I don't think.
I think it's Tiffany.
I think it's Tiffany, yeah.
Tiffany puts on the,
I believe so.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got that. We've got a couple of employees that are coming off of probation. EMT Kimberly Gilles on the 25th of September, and EMT Nicholas George on the 27th of September. I have a request to use Brooks's Park Pavilion. I have an insurance policy for that, additional insured. It is a, where is it? Sadie's, with an F, very first birthday. And they want the pavilion from 9 in the morning till 3:30 in the afternoon. This would be on September the 27th, which is, 27th is what, September?
The same day as the Fall Foliage Festival,
Okay.
which is in Highland Pool.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't make any
Just
difference.
saying.
So was that a Saturday?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll ask for a motion to approve the application.
Motion?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So carried, thank you. Sally, Dancing Under the Stars.
Yes, sir.
I can't remember if we approved that or not.
So we are actually waiting for the approval. We sent in all the paperwork,
I got your insurance here.
and we sent you the email two weeks ago.
Okay,
So we were hoping that we would get the approval for it tonight.
okay, and I'm pretty sure we had no problem with it, and the only thing was the insurance.
Insurance and no alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're going to work it out with the dial-a-bus if they're available or not?
Well, that was one of the things, absolutely, if we could work it out with the dial-a-bus. I believe that was in the email also.
Yes, it was.
Because
So,
we're given hopefully enough time this time around, to where we could offer rides from the village into, or anywhere.
Right.
So there's 2 spots that we're thinking, if the dial-a-bus is able to help us, where they could pick up people. That's at the municipal lot in Highland Falls and the municipal lot in Fort Montgomery. And hopefully we'll run consistently.
okay, you guys are squaring that away with Tiffany.
I have not talked to Tiffany, I have to talk
Okay,
to
I know the last time you did.
Dee may have, I have not. So
Okay.
I'll make sure of that tomorrow.
No, last time it was squared away with her, and then you changed it,
An email from her where she said the part-time driver was available.
Right.
But I don't remember which date. You've canceled a couple times.
We canceled it the one time. That was, I
Okay,
think,
so I think there was an email Tiffany sent where she indicated the part-time driver
Yes, yeah.
could do this Dancing on the Stars
Yeah.
thing.
I'll double check tomorrow, I'll give her a call.
and if I remember your application, you don't need help from our police department.
That's if you want to come, they helped us the last time.
What's the day? I mean, I'll be sure to have somebody swim through.
The September 20th.
20, okay.
And it was at
6 to 9, 6 to 9.
6 to 9, I think it is, yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be basically the same thing as last year. We're gonna have the generator down there with all the lights. We're gonna have, some vendors. We're not looking to do a lot of vendors this time. It's basically just to have fun, listen to the music and have a whole bunch of fun.
Good.
Hopefully it doesn't rain, because we're notorious for the rain on that day.
It's rained twice, hasn't it?
Every time it's
Yeah.
rained, like poured rain, but last year we still danced in the rain and had a good time.
What time is that at?
6 to 9.
Good, because Olga has the event over here at noontime, and there's a home army football game that day. It'll be a busy day in town.
So hopefully everybody will be winding down at 6 o'clock and they'll just want to bring their chairs, or just dance or whatever, along the river.
Good.
And enjoy yourselves, have a good time.
Yeah, I'll ask for a motion to approve the
I'll make that motion.
Dancing Under the Stars party.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So carried, thank you. Okay, we interviewed a young man. We were supposed to interview 2 Nicholases, but there was only one Nicholas that came to us tonight. It's Nicholas Anzavino. Anzavino. I like him. That doesn't vote for the whole board, but I like him. I like the way he presented himself, the way he looked, the way he spoke, and his attitude towards the job. I liked everything about him. So I'm going to ask for a motion to hire Nicholas
I'll be happy to make that motion.
you can say his name?
Nicholas Anzavino.
Okay, very good. Okay,
I will second.
now we'll be hiring him at the agreement, the union wage, maximum
Maximum probation.
probation.
But first we need 3 ayes. We had a
All
motion to
those in
second.
favor?
Oh, aye, there we go.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We were asked to appoint a council person as the LoSAP trustee. Historically, has always been and should be a member of the town board. This is a request from Brianna Torino.
For the ambulance corps.
For the ambulance corps, yeah. And our liaison to the ambulance corps is fully aware of it because they talked to her about it at their last meeting. So, Richie, would you like to nominate Nancy?
I would like to nominate Nancy to be the LoSAP's liaison, is that the
Yeah.
correct term?
Oh, actually liaison.
Trustee.
Trustee, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the Town of Highlands Volunteer Ambulance Corps.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So carried. Now Nancy could aye for herself,
Yep.
right? Okay. We have a letter from Eric Charette. The intent of the letter is to advise the Town of Highlands and the Town of Highlands Ambulance Corps that effective Monday, September the 8th, that's today, I will be dropping my full-time status down to part-time status. I will pick up shifts whenever I can to assist the ambulance corps needs. Do I have a motion to accept his, what would you call it?
Change in status.
Change in status.
I'll make that motion.
And I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So carried, thank you. Kelly, did you get this letter from, actually Kristen? It's an estimate on the cost of LoSAP and what have you. So you got it then, so, okay. Now, getting back to the ambulance corps, I'm doing something on my own, which if the board disagrees, they can let me know about it. Back in May, the ambulance corps got $99,667 worth of equipment from Stryker delivered to the ambulance corps. This is for the ambulance that we don't even have a date when we're going to get it. And we're not looking, we're looking about a year or more left before we get it. I'm not happy with these boxes that wherever they got them, they're sitting around there, $100,000 worth of equipment, and they're just sitting in the ambulance corps. I don't know if they've opened them up to see if the equipment is broken or just what it is. So I have refused to sign the voucher and pay for it. I think it was a mistake that was made by Eric or Kyle, by Kyle Surratt. But I don't want to pay for it until we have the ambulance to put it in. So that's where I'm at. And what do you think?
I didn't know about this till just now.
Okay.
So like here we are on live television, you're asking me to make a reaction to something that I know very little about.
Okay.
Except that with Nancy's involvement with the LoSAPs and whatnot, maybe they need to be more in tune with letting her know when they're gonna do these things so that we know.
Did
rather
they bring
than
this
just
up at
doing
the
it.
last meeting, that I haven't paid?
No, not specifically that you haven't paid for it, that you made the decision not to. We've been, the discussion's been going back and forth. I think we talked about it a little bit, how important is the installation of it, because we do have the stuff. I'm not sure how good it is not to pay for stuff that is sitting, that we have taken possession of. Although I understand, can you do anything with it before it's actually installed on the ambulance? So we have not come, to answer your question, no, that has not come up specifically about not having paid for it. They know it's there.
Well, anyway, that's my feelings on it, is that this equipment that's going to go in an ambulance maybe a year from now is sitting there. And if they haven't opened up the boxes, you don't even know if it's all in one piece, anything's broken, and I don't know that much about the equipment. There's a whole bunch of stuff here. I got about should be about 7 boxes there. And again, it's $99,000. So unless the board directs me to, I plan on not paying for it.
I remain idle in my opinion.
Okay.
If they're not gonna, if the company understands that, is it gonna be worth going to collections for not having done it? So do we send it back, or do we, they have been writing every month. I don't know if they're calling you, Kelly, or so technically we have it. I'm not sure. And it's not like we can't do anything with it until the ambulance comes, but we have it.
Okay.
I would, I'm not gonna
Anyway, well,
push back too far.
there's only two of you, so right now you can't direct me to pay. So we'll just take you off the hot seat.
It's a good discussion.
Yeah.
A little Richie Sullivan war story, because I'm an old man now, I'm entitled to tell them when they want to hear them or not. So when I first got this job, we had an outstanding violation down at the sewer plant, I don't think Bob was even aware of, from a former plant operator who did not kind of disclose this was going on. That plant operator wanted to be rude, didn't want me down there, locked me out, wouldn't share anything with me until we were summoned to go to a technical meeting down in White Plains with the DEC. I went with Al Fusco. The fine was $37,500 a day. So I conveyed to that operator, if you want the $37,500 a day, you can have it. But if that's not how it's going to be, and I'm the one where the buck stops, then I'm going to know what you're doing. So not to be rude to the ambulance corps, wherever this bill came from, I don't know how that all materialized. They need to be forthcoming. I hope it was within their budget, that it came out of their allotted budget. So I don't know the specifics. They're a great organization. I'm just saying, we're here, and this is where the buck stops, right at this desk up here, so.
Okay.
It's part of a grant, Richie.
Right.
And along the same lines, I found that letter, I didn't remember to bring it up here, Chief, but we have the Putnam Tower. It was used by ambulance, police, and what am I missing? Ambulance, police, and fire. Ambulance, police, and fire. The chief found out that the ambulance doesn't use it, and the police don't use it. The fire has used it, but I don't know how current that is. The wording in that letter was kind of shaky. So, number one, if I've got three, I think it's 3 bills now, they're almost $2,000 each. They want us to pay, regardless if we're using it or not, for the next 4 years. So, at $2,000 a year, that's $2,000 a month, that's a lot of money. I wrote them a very nice letter saying, hey guys, let's get to an amicable agreement here and see if we can work something out. I haven't gotten an answer, and it's well over a month ago that I wrote the letter. If it turns out that we can't do anything, I'm going to suggest, especially around budget time, that if the fire company is the only one that's using it, well, then that should go into their budget. I mean, there's no reason for us to be paying for it as the town if the fire company is the only one using it. So, we'll see what happens with that idea, too. That's all I got.
Okay.
Is there, we skipped all over public comment. Public comment. Anybody, anything.
Hey, Olga, to correct all the things I got wrong.
Yeah, it's the Sally and Olga show. We're here to encourage everybody on the board and in the community to come to the event that we're putting together on September 20th. It's a 2-part event, and we'll talk about both parts. It's going to be a commemoration, a remembrance of the July 2023 flood, and it's going to kick off this new grant-funded project that we're doing. So I'll let Sally speak to the flood commemoration part.
So what we're going to do is, while we're doing this part, it's basically to see if anyone wants to come up and share their story that they had during the flood. We're going to have Rubicon come in. They're going to be a guest speaker. They did a lot for our community when we had the flood. They're wonderful, wonderful people. They agreed they want to come in and be guest speakers. I believe Red Cross was going to come in also and do a tabling, like for information and stuff. I'll probably have them say something very small, very short also. If anyone volunteered and helped over at Sacred Heart, I would love for you to come. We have a little something small to give to all those that helped us during the day, well, during the 3 weeks that we went through the flood kind of stuff. Am I forgetting anything?
I think that's it for the flood part, yeah. So really, the logic of doing it this way is that part of what we're doing with the grant monies that we got from Partners for Climate Action is to have community conversations around what the community thinks is important to preserve the things that we love about our community and to enhance them and to ensure that we're going to remain safe and resilient in the future. So these are all kind of building on the experience that we had with the devastation of the flood, and then how do we not only recover from that, but how do we ensure that we have a future where we could continue to thrive in the face of those kinds of catastrophic events. So, so essentially, the project that we're kicking off is going to be community conversations, and we're trying to schedule small group meetings with the community members. I'm going to be talking to the Highlanders. I'm going to be talking at the Rotary. We're inviting people to invite us to their small groups so that we can engage them in these dialogues. One of the ways that we're going to do this is that we've created and printed 500 postcards with a few questions that we think are going to get the conversation going. So these questions are: what makes this place special? What are you most concerned about? What do we need to do better? What is most important for your future here? So we're going to give you some homework now. So we just had these are hot off the presses. So we'd love to have you take some and fill them out. We're going to give them to everybody in the room. So this is the kind of thing we want to encourage everybody in the community to participate in. We'll compile these and we'll hopefully we'll get some really good ideas. We're going to layer on those ideas some possible funding opportunities, and then we'll come up with a list of priorities that the community will have voted on and present them to our municipal leaders for consideration to develop in the future. So it's a real attempt to get grassroots involvement in the future of our community. I think there's too many people in this community whose voices aren't heard. And I don't think we can build a good future without those voices. So we'll be collecting those cards whenever you have time to fill them out. So that's September 20th, 12 to 2. It should be interesting. We're going to kick off a photo contest. So if there's something you love in this community, take a picture and enter it into our contest.
And this is going to be right across the street?
It's going to be right across the street.
In the empty lot?
The empty lot, we selected that location because with the flood remembrance, that's a good place to try to remember what happened. And Councilman Sullivan graciously said that we could run in here if it starts to rain. So hopefully that will be the case. So that's that.
That sounds good.
Okay.
That sounds very
Anything
good.
else?
The places where we're going to have the boxes.
Oh, we're going to put these postcards in boxes around the community. We're launching this on September 20th, but we'll start probably putting those boxes out before then. So likely places, library, hopefully town hall, hopefully village hall, and stuff like that. So look for those. And we have them printed in English and in Spanish. So we definitely want to hear from everybody.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Sally, anything?
I have a couple also. All right, so I'm doing chamber stuff right now. This Saturday, we have our last car cruise. Next month is the car show. So it's Saturday on Main Street, all the way at the end by the gate, from 12 to 4. I heard that we've got quite a few cars coming in this time, so it might be a nice way of getting out there and seeing what we have out there. This Wednesday night, Bear Mountain Car Cruise is their last, it's actually their show, it's their last one that they're doing. I went last year to theirs, the very first time that I ever went. There were over 1,300 cars. It was truly amazing. You're gonna be very busy that night. And they're expecting the same amount this year or even more to come this year. Then we have, I just lost my place, sorry. We have Chamber. We're going to be having our next Chamber meeting September 17th at Bear Mountain Pizza, and that is at 6 o'clock. So we invite anyone that would like to come on in. It would be, they're usually pretty good. They're usually pretty nice. We have September 20th, we have Dancing Under Stars now. We were just approved for that. Like I said, this time around, we're not going to do as many vendors. There'll be some, but it's basically, let's just all get together, sing, dance, and have a good time. And see how that works. You know, I expect that should go really good. Also, the 27th, September 27th, the American Legion is going to do an Oktoberfest. I would highly suggest, you know, any of us that can go out and support our veterans. John, I know, has a lot of great things planned for the night. He has some, I think he has 2 bands that he's planning on going. There's a lot of German food that he's going to have there. I believe that one starts at 6. And that's it for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sally.
I have an announcement. Tam just contacted me. After 230 hours, our pump station is back on electric, okay? So
Beautiful. Should we cheer or clap or whatever?
whatever you want to do.
But this gentleman put his heart and soul into that pump station. That's all I can say. The time he spent there and what he did there and the aggravation that he endured, you know, if we want to clap about somebody, I'm clapping for you.
Took an oath, part of the oath, that's all. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.